Let me see, get this thing up here. All right. There we go. I think you can see me now. Hi, and welcome to Millgap Farms. Today on the channel, I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about. It's been a busy couple of days. I'm going to give you maybe a little bit about what's been going on and what's going to go on. We've got a busy week ahead, that's for certain. So, in the last week or two, it's just been a little nutty on the farm. It really has. We have not been able to get all of our firewood done like we were hoping. And gosh, what else has been going on? I feel like I'm in a blender. I really do. Like I'm just being bounced around from thing to thing, and I don't really feel like I can get much of anything accomplished. One big thing we did get accomplished last week was some fencing. So we put some wire fencing down in between the females and the male sheep. And so far, the male sheep that I tossed on the other side, he's not come over, which has been really, really good. It makes me happy. That means at least maybe we're not gonna lay him in like January. I'm not really sure. So there might be one boy left in there. Hopefully he's not completely intact. We got most all the boys that went on pasture this year, except one, banded. And I think the one that was in there was probably banded, or it didn't work quite well enough, let me say that. Or he wasn't where he needed to be banded, so maybe he doesn't have the pieces parts to do what he needed to do, and hopefully we don't have a bunch of lambs coming in the winter, around maple season. We'll see, I'm not real sure. What else have we been up to? Well, we had a church baptism we went to last week on Wednesday, which was a lot of fun. And then, of course, we had prayer night, which is always a good time. They do a lot of singing. I say they, it's now we because we joined the church. We do a lot of singing on Wednesday nights, and then we have a devotion, and we have some prayer time. It's really a good time. I really, really enjoy it. We go to New Hope Church of the Brethren, or is it New Hope Brethren Church? All right, I'm going to mess that up. They did leave the Brethren denomination, as far as I know, and they became New Hope Brethren Church? I don't know what they became, but they're brethren, and it's called New Hope. I really like it. I do. They are wonderful people. They're just as kind as can be, and they're just fun to hang around with. And they know the Bible. They really know the Bible very, very well. And that means a lot to me. This past weekend, we've had two parties to go to. Well, I won't call them parties. We had two events. One was a party on Saturday. It was our neighbor's daughter's 11th birthday. It was a good time. It really was a good time. We got to sit around with the mother and the father for a little while towards the end when everybody left, and we just got to connect with them, and we truly enjoyed that time and cherished it, that's for sure. Then we got plenty of time during the day, or our kids did, let me say that. Our kids had plenty of playtime, so when they came home that night, they went right to bed. That was really nice. Then on Sunday, we had guests leave and guests come. We don't always have that happen on Sundays, but sometimes it does. And when that happens, if we can, we like to go to church, which this time we did, and then clean after church. And that worked out really well this time because the guests that were arriving weren't coming until about 4 o'clock. So that did work in our favor. So I was able to go to church and Bible study, and that was good. So a lot of times though, I'll say a lot of times, but sometimes we do have a quick turn. And so what I'll do is I'll stay here and I'll miss the church service because it starts around, I think 9:30 or so? It starts around 9:30, and by 10:30, quarter to 11, we're in Bible study. And that's when I'm doing the cleaning, and then I'll come over to the church and we'll all hang out for Bible study or whatever's going on that afternoon. This time, it worked out really well because, of course, I went after church and got it clean. It was a good time. And then in the afternoon on Sunday, we went down to a place called Lake Moomaw. If you've ever been to Lake Moomaw, let me know in the comments below. It's kind of neat. It's just a big old lake in the middle of nowhere, and there's no people around it. So there's not any houses on the lake whatsoever. It is pretty remote. They have camping, there's a boat dock, and then there's beaches for swimming. And the water is just clean as can be. It was really a lot of fun. While we were there, someone got baptized. Oh, it was really cool. I enjoyed that. And there was a lot of fellowship and some food. It was a good Sunday. A good day of rest. And that's what we've been doing on Sundays here lately, is in the afternoons, we come home as a family, we kind of hang out a little bit. Sometimes we'll take a nap, sometimes we go down in the garden, but there's no pressing work that we have to do. Now, I did say there's a lot going on in the past week, but I've got to tell you, coming up this week, it's kind of crazy. We have got I look at the week like this. We've got some big things going on, And we have always our little things. And right now, the big things going on are we're processing chickens on Saturday to help one of our neighbors. We've got a big bottle order that Food Line just placed, which is wonderful. Let me say that. It's absolutely wonderful. So we've got 1,200 bottles to bottle this week starting, let's see, it'll probably be starting the day you see this video, and then the next day we're going to bottle again. Then we've got a label, then we got to palletize, and then deliver. So I'm going to be heading down to North Carolina to make a delivery. I'm going to go through Richmond and head south. If any of you are along that route, let me know. Maybe I can stop in and we can have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I'm a big fan of tea. I don't really drink a lot of coffee, even though we roast it, but I would enjoy a cup of tea and just kind of hanging out for a few minutes. If for no other reason, we'll get a picture together and we'll post it up and just build up that community. Let's see, what else is going on this week? We got to make some hay at some point. And now we're not doing that this week. Probably won't get to that until next week. This week is fair week, meaning there's some preparations needed to get ready for the fair. Our lift went out in support of our county fair. So the local electrician grabbed it and is going to use it to get the lights in the parking lot and everything done, which is good for the fair, good for the community, and we're glad to be a part of that. Then on Wednesday, which is going to be kind of neat, there's a parade, and they go all around our town. Now we don't have a big town, but they'll go from the Highland Center, which is uptown. They'll come to the main drag, which is Main Street, head all the way down Main Street, take a right, and then come to the school where the fair is being held. And our daughter is going to be dancing in it. So she does a thing called clogging, and when she does that, sometimes she rides on a float, but this year, since she's aged up, she's not going to be dancing on the streets. So they walk a little bit, they dance a little bit, walk a little bit, dance a little bit, and they're going to do about 2.5 miles until they get to the fair. And then Wednesday night is family night. So I think the midways are a lot cheaper on family night than they are any other night during the week. So we'll be going, instead of making Bible study that night, we're going to watch her dance, and then we're going to go ride a bunch of rides. And that's always a good time. So what else is happening? This morning, I had forgotten that I needed to roast some coffee. So I had to get up pretty early, roast some coffee for some friends of ours down in Bath County. Got that done, and then I went on with my morning chores. The little things that we have to get done in a given week are the same just about every day. It's feeding our animals. Oh gosh, what else? I'm having a senior moment. I really am. So we feed our animals, and then we get on with the rest of the day's activities, whatever they might be. In today's case, I was looking for some tires for my truck. So at some point in the very near future, I've got to put tires on my truck. Oh yeah, and on Thursday of this week, I'm going to the doctor. So this doctor visit is more like dermatologist. So I might come back looking like I've been burned in a lot of places. I'm not sure. But I know that I've got to go to the doctor on Thursday, and I'm hoping, if at all possible, I can get my tires on Thursday too. So between bottling, the fair, what else? Not making hay, doctor, labeling, chicken processing. It's going to be kind of a crazy week. I don't know. Do you have weeks like this? If you do, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. What are some of the crazy things that happen on your farm, at your house, where you live in a given week? Some days when I live on a farm, being on this farm, I don't really think about it. I just do it. We get going. Other days when I have a few minutes in between activities and I think about what we've got to get done, I'm a little surprised and taken back a little bit too, because there's a lot that has to get done on a farm at different points in the year. And we're coming into the fall season, which means we've got to get the garden ready for any fall crops, which they probably should have been in by now. But we also got to get ready for winter. What's going to be a big thing for us is getting the maple lines ready. So I'm going to start that about mid-September, just as soon as I'm done with my hay. Once hay's done, boom, I'm up in the woods, get some of those trees off, and then doing all the line work that I possibly can to be ready for maple season, which is going to be January, February sometime. We don't really know, but we do know that by January 1, I want to be done with line work so that I'm ready to be tapping at some point in the very near future. So what else is going on? I don't really know. It's just been some crazy busy days here on the farm. I'm behind on my firewood. I don't like being behind on that, but I am, and that's the way it is. There's always something going on the farm, and sometimes you just kind of get pulled away from what you really want to do, which is firewood at this time of the year. And you got other things you got to get done. And so that's what it's been like for the last week or two. It's been hard getting videos up. We typically, if you're new to the channel, we typically will put a video up on a Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And this past week, I missed Friday and Sunday. I just couldn't pull it off. And believe it or not, I'm having some challenges with my computer. So I have an older computer. I know I've got to get it changed out here pretty soon, but it's not really working all that well. I can say that. It's taken me a couple hours to render out my videos. And if you don't know what rendering means, that's when you take all the clips and pieces, parts, and then you put them all together and put your music in if you have music and that sort of thing. And then you let that computer make it into one big video. And that can take, if you're doing, let's say a 1080p or 720p, standard, high definition, anything like that, it could go pretty quickly. But we typically upload in 4K, and that can take a long time, especially if I get into any kind of funny transitions or graphics, which I don't do a lot of that. But if they were in there, it just adds a little bit more complexity to that file, and it makes it take a little bit longer. If you make videos of your own, hey, let me know in the comments below. Do you have different times of the year when it's hard for you to make videos? Sometimes for me, being creative in sharing what we do or knowing what you might want to see, it could be a challenge to make a video. It really can, especially when I'm doing hay. Because when I'm making hay, certain things have to happen at certain times. And so I'm usually running from one thing to something else. And I can't always get the videos done. I really can't. It could be a challenge, that's for certain. It looks really beautiful outside. I'm going to show you what that is, and that's where we're going to do our ending to this video. We're still in a little bit of a drought, but we've got water coming in. You can notice it down there in the two rings. We've got, it's still coming in. That's our overflow from our spring, and our spring is up in the mountain up that way. And so we've been blessed this year to not have any problems with the spring, except it got clogged up a couple times. I've had to blow it out. Not a problem at all, because there's water there, right? In years past, we've had some challenges with the water, with the flow of the water. Now, we've been in a drought for 3 years, and whenever that happens, sometimes I'll go up and blow it out. Yeah, there'll be some debris in there, but it's down to almost a trickle, if anything. A couple years ago, it stopped altogether. Pretty scary, if you ask me. Right now, it's just peaceful, and it makes living here absolutely wonderful. If you can think of any ideas for videos, hey, let me know in the comments below. Sometimes I just kind of get a mental block. I don't know what you want to see. I don't know what I want to show. So it can be kind of tough, let me say that. But I love hearing from you. And if you have something specific you'd like to learn about or see on the farm, hey, let me know. I'll gladly share it with you, that's for certain. Whoa, that's a cool breeze. I think we're going to go down into the 40s tonight. Now, I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I'm thinking it's kind of chilly. Hey, do consider giving us a thumbs up. It means a lot to us. We love hearing from you. Love knowing where you're watching from. I think it's the most interesting thing ever to just see where you're from and all the different people that have watched our videos from all over the world. Now, that doesn't mean we've got thousands and thousands of people watching our videos, because we don't. But we do have interesting folks from all over the world who've watched our videos. And to me, that's amazing. The winds are starting to kick up. I've got to get some syrup on the stove. I want to say thank you for watching our videos. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch our videos. It means a lot to us. Do consider that thumbs up. And until next time, God bless you.